Alright you guys, if you've been following Beyblade Bursts at all recently, the latest releases as of right now are Brave Valkyrie, which I have right here, really awesome Beyblade, and Curse Satan, which unfortunately I do not have, and that is because it is a random booster prize, and random boosters are just expensive in general, so I won't be having it for another few weeks. Now, with that being said, I had to come up with an alternative, a 3D printed alternative. And of course, the main gimmick for Curse Satan, besides the layer, is the driver, which we all know as Universe. Now, Universe is unique in that it has a free spinning tip and outer ring. But what if I told you that with the help of Right Burst Ultra, shout out to Right Burst Ultra by the way, we created a 3D printed Universe driver. I printed it out and it works pretty well, I'll just say that. I will link his channel though down below. Make sure you guys go check him out. He's been really helpful and super talented at what he does, no doubt. So what if I told you that we're going to try to make our own Curse Satan as best we can. So I have my Bush and Ashura for the Hurricane disc, and then a Glide Ragnarok. So using these three Beyblades and this part, we're going to actually make our very own Curse Satan. But let's go ahead and take a look at this driver. This is pretty much the main point of this Beyblade. So it's kind of a zombified driver. I had to use some extra parts I had. And of course, just the insides are just typical, but then you get to this part, the gray parts, and these are 3D printed. Now I used a special tough resin, the exact same resin that I used on the Evil Eye, Toxic Evil Eye layer. So it's really tough. With that said, it's also smooth, but just some things that I found out are that if you print smaller parts, they are more likely to deform, which they actually did. I had to slightly glue these together because they weren't exactly printed perfectly, but it's hardly noticeable. More so, it was really hard to make this work where the tip is free spinning and the ring. It took about 3 different attempts to make this driver. And if you're probably wondering, what is this right here? This is just like residue that's kind of stuck on the tip. I think my stadium needs a cleaning, but check this out. The ring is pretty free spinning. It spins for about a couple seconds. And it is a little bit loose in that it kind of has some wiggle room right here to move around, which I think is fine. And then the tip is free spinning, not as much as the ring itself, but it still does move. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention is that it's a fairly tall driver. I don't know if the real Universe is as tall because I don't have it. I can't compare it directly. But look at this. The driver here is really tall. It's a lot bulkier too. And I wanted to give this an unofficial name of being called Saturn. So I think Saturn is a pretty good driver. I know some people mentioned that as a suggestion, so we're gonna go with the Saturn driver, which really is just like a bulkier Universe driver. Let's see. We know that Curse Satan has a single chassis, so I want to use that. So we're gonna take the 1S chassis, and then let's see. I kind of want to use the Ragnarok chip because I don't know. I think it's as close as we're gonna get to Satan. So we're gonna use that, and then just for stylistic purposes, I want to take the red chip core and use that. So here it is, and now we're gonna attach it to the Ragnarok chip. And this looks pretty nice already. As for the sparking ring, I'm gonna go with Brave. I know it's kind of out there, but it's 3-sided. It has a cool gimmick, and I think this will work best, if I'm being completely honest. So then we're gonna put on the 1S chassis. And then the cool thing is that I do have the Hurricane disc because it was already from a previous Beyblade. So we're gonna use the one from Bush and Ashura. And then of course, the Saturn driver. So altogether, this works. So this is definitely not a replica of Curse Satan, but hey, this will do for now. Let's just take a look at it real quick. Looks very, very nice. All right, I figured I'd do a quick comparison with Super Hyperion for like weights. So let's weigh the entire Beyblade by itself. So, I mean the entire Beyblade. So this is Brave, Ragnarok, 1S, or Hurricane, Saturn with 1S. Let's see how much it weighs. 66.5 grams, not bad. Now let's compare that to Super Hyperion. 61.77. So it is a few grams heavier. I kind of want to guess it's the driver itself that's adding the extra weight. So let's compare Saturn to Exceed. Exceed is 6.12 grams, and then Saturn 9.53. So it's about 3 grams heavier. Let's try something like Revolve for a second. 5.79. Yeah, this is actually significantly heavier by about 3 grams. So this is cool. But without further ado, let's try out our quote-unquote Curse Satan. All right, you guys, I'm back with my stadium, and now the question is, does it work like the original universe? So I don't have the original one to compare, again, but I can launch it for you guys, and we can see if it does work. All right. And we can see right now that it's really aggressive right off the bat. I think part of that has to do with just the unbalanced nature of this combo. But now that it's calmed down, we can better see its performance. I'm more curious about the ring and if that will come into play. So now that it's slowing down, we can take a better look at the LAD, or life after death. So a lot of people don't know about this, but life after death basically means how long it will keep spinning even after it's run out of stamina. So here we go. You can kind of see it now, and it is in fact rolling on the ring. So the ring does serve its purpose. Now the last thing I wanted to test out was if we can get it to do a drift. I think that kind of worked. That was cool. But yeah, I would say it definitely works. Now, let's get to some battles, shall we? Hard shots right off the bat. It's funny how tall this thing is, because it is significantly taller than Pegasus. So it's making some nice contact. Who's gonna take this? And Saturn took over. Crazy hits. And we got a burst. Ooh, okay. That was a good comeback. Wow. Helios did not stand a chance. I'm gonna try to launch kind of weak here because I want to see its LAD capabilities, and you know, if it's any good at that, it should beat Dread Bahamut. I think this is a pretty fair test. Looks like they're both coming down. Ooh, man, that's a tough call. All right, we got Wizard Fafnir now. Again, I launched both Beyblades kind of weak to test LAD. And since they're both coming down in stamina, ooh, man. Okay, I think that was a draw. Look at that drift. Surprised how long it's holding up. Oh, man. Ooh, Josie Valkyrie. There we go. Ooh, was that even a drift? I kind of want to say that was a drift. Nice one shot. Oh man. All right. So it looks like Brave Ragnarok, aka or knockoff Curse Satan, is holding up somewhat well. And yes, it managed to win. Dang, Longinus is not messing around. All right, hard shots. Can Brave Ragnarok take on Lord Spriggan? I think it just might. Looks like our Saturn driver is kicking in, and we got the win. Oh man, slash. Here we go. Oh, knockout. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that was sick. Okay, even if Brave Ragnarok doesn't win this, that was by far the coolest round I've seen. Like, it totally drifted to the center. Jeez, I've never seen anything like that. If it wins somehow, just miraculously, I will be shook. It's coming to be really, really close, I'm not gonna lie. Oh boy. Here we go. Finally getting some contacts. And oh man, that was close. Ooh, burst. Okay, you got Imperial. Oh man, Imperial's crazy. Oh. Alright, so I wouldn't say this Saturn driver is overpowered by any means. I'd say it's more of one of those like gimmicky for fun drivers. You can get some really cool rounds here and there, but it is pretty easy to knock out. I think it's just because it's such a wide surface area, there's not a lot of grip on the stadium, so it kind of just slips around. The other problem is that it does tend to self-KO. Again, that has to do with the ball-shaped tip. I think if it was not as wide, it would probably not suffer from this, but at the same time, it makes for a really fun and interesting driver. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.